Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or if you're already been here before, then welcome back. So basically, I recently bought a new camera and I'm about to show you what it is. I've had it for about a month now and it is so awesome. So basically, this camera is the one and only Insta360 X3 360 camera. And I'm basically going to be talking about the camera, some of the things I like about it, some of the things I don't like about it, and whether you should buy it in 2025, because this camera actually came out now 2 years ago, and back in 2023 September. So basically 2 years ago. There's now two more models. The X5 just came out and this is the X3. So yeah, I'm basically just going to be talking about this camera, what I like about it, what I don't, and yeah, because I've also got the DJI Osmo Action 4, which is what I'm filming on right now, and just going to tell you what is compatible with some of the DJI accessories and what is not. So yeah, we'll discover all of that in the video. There's also timestamps below in the description if you want to skip to a particular part of this video, or if you want to skip to a part about the accessory mounting options and what it's compatible with. There's all timestamps to all of that below. So yeah, there will also be a link in the description to all the products I used to make this video. So the camera gear, tripods, and remote and microphone. I got the djimicmini and all that kind of thing. So yeah, with that said, we'll get into the video. In short answer, I really recommend this camera, the Insta360 X5. It took me a lot of researching, at least a month, month and a half, 2 months. I was just totally just waiting, looking around, waiting to see the perfect camera come up and see what was right for me, because I really was into a 360 camera and like that kind of creation. It's just a whole new level of so much. But basically, I really wanted a 360 camera. I couldn't really afford the X5 as I'm only just a teenager and yeah, I don't have a job yet, so I couldn't really afford that. But yeah, so I thought I want something that's good, I'll be able to make high quality videos with, that is also a bit cheaper for my budget. So I asked ChatGPT and it came up with some options, but its number one option was Insta360 X3, because like it didn't see the major updates in the X4 and the X5, which is too pricey. I couldn't justify the price. Now, one big flaw, I guess you could say, or one thing that is quite a thing with 360 cameras is the lens. They are very delicate, because you can't lay it that way, you can't lay it that way, because there's lens on both sides to get that 360 immersive footage. So basically, it's like it's very easy to scratch a lens, or if you're like riding a push bike and you come off, then you hit the lens and your camera's done, right? And with the new Insta360 X5, it's pretty much the first 360 camera ever to have lens guards, basically, that you can take on and off, screw in, and basically it'll protect the lens. If you break it, you can just replace it on the go, easy, right? So that was quite a big game changer for so many people. And while I do a lot of action sports, I ride my dirt bike on my farm, which I recently broke my wrist on, so luckily I wasn't filming on that day. But basically, I do some action sports. That was quite a thing for me. But I looked into the Insta360 X3 and why you didn't have screw-in lens guards that you could put in. There were things like sticky lens guards that basically stick all around the camera, and still you can put a lens guard on, and then you can get like tempered glass ones and all sorts of stuff. I'll try and put a link in the description for the lens guards as well. But basically, it's really cool because it still can really protect your lenses, and I think it does a great job, really. So I thought, well, I think if I can manage with these lens guards, I'll save like $500, because this was 2 models behind. It's like I've got $500 off of it compared to how it was when I first came out, kind of thing, like $800 or something. And I got $500 saved because I didn't get the X5, basically. But anyway, I found this for 432 Australian dollars at DigiDirect or DigiDirect. I'll try and put a link to that in the description, but I basically got a price match at JB Hi-Fi from DigiDirect and managed to get it for $432. And when this came out, this was, I think, like $850, that kind of thing. So I saved a lot of money on this. So I was like, look, I can find lens guards for it. I could save so much money by getting it because a few models behind. And another setback is because I really am into the videography side and really high color, like really good color and in the video and image quality. It's 5.7K instead of 8K, and when you crop it down it's more like 4K to 1080p once you crop it into the aspect ratio and FOV, what you want. It basically gets cropped down a lot. Basically, I was like, oh, like I do love really high resolution. I was thinking once you crop it down, I don't want it to be blurry. But I was like, when it came to just doing YouTube shorts and stuff and YouTube videos, I was like, you know, like it just doesn't matter. Like a few years ago, this was the best action camera you could get. So that's what I just thought of. A few years ago, this was the best thing you could possibly get. And this had the highest resolution. And I'm like, just 2 years later, I think that's still fine for me. It'll do the job. Like, and the camera honestly is amazing. 5.7K, it's not 8K like the X5 or the X4. That 5.7K just did the trick for me, and honestly, I love the colors. Now, one thing with the Insta360 X3 compared to the X5, of what I've heard of the X5 because I don't have it, is basically the X5 is basically straight out the box. The colors are amazing and you don't need to do any color grading, and the audio, because it's got like this built-in mic with like wind muffs and all of this stuff. You don't need any audio mics or anything hooked up, which was like really cool. But I was like, well, I color grade anyway and know how to do it and have different LUTs and can do all that. So that was wasn't a major problem, and I'm already super satisfied with the like colors that come straight out the camera anyway from the X3. So I was like, that's all right. And then basically, oh yeah, and one other thing about the X5 compared to the Insta360 X3 is the X5 has really advertised for their low light performance. So basically it does stunning job in low light. And that is one thing for the Insta360 X3 that it does struggle in sometimes, is the low light. It cannot always be really good, but compared to other 360 cameras like I've seen on YouTube videos like the GoPro Max and stuff, this thing outbeats it very clearly. Much more high resolution, less like fuzzy and noisy image in the dark compared to other cameras that came out similar time. But that is one thing, if you film in the dark all the time, the X5 is really a way better thing for filming in the dark, if I just be honest with you. Though it's not a huge problem for me because, as I said, I've got the DJI Osmo Action 4, which has a really big sensor and is also stunning for filming in the dark, probably pretty much just as good as the X5. So that's not a huge problem for me in that case. It comes back to comparing it to the X5. I've realized over the time that with the X5, with 360 cameras, one of the huge things is the editing thing, because that's like how you make such cool shots, is all through the editing. In some ways there's a lot of editing, like keyframing and reframing the video to get those really cool unique angles basically that you can't get with any other camera, and just heaps of different effects. In Insta360 they've got like shot lab and flash cut and all these AI effects and tracking and all those things. And while you might think they're only compatible for the X5 and X4 and stuff, because that's when it came out, I just use it for my X3. I can do the deep track, which basically tracks you. Basically, if you're skateboarding or dirt bike riding and the camera's on a tripod, it'll just track you. You can do all of them, and you can do shot lab. You can do so many things. With the battery life is another thing. Is the X5 has a much longer battery life, I've heard. But I can't exactly tell you how much that was, whether it was 180 minutes, I think, around that for the X5, and this might have been more like 80 minutes kind of thing. So maybe 100 and more minutes. I don't really know 100%, but I just know it's much better battery on the X5. But for me, like, you can just get multiple batteries for the X3 if you need them. And I mean, I'm not going to be going out filming for 180 minutes straight, like, definitely not doing that. The maximum, longest video I've really filmed is probably half an hour with the X3 or my other cameras in general. So I don't really film that much for just a few action shots. You really don't need, I think, a battery that long. Because for the price, this was $432. You get 5.7K resolution. I think it's a 1.5 inch sensor, something. I don't know, I'm not that very good with that. And then it's got like really good color, 72 megapixel photos at 360 photos. It's also got a single lens mode. Like, this thing just covers pretty much all of it. I can't see, other than the lens guards basically that are replaceable on the X5, you can screw in maybe Insta frame and 8K footage, which is also on the X4, and a few of those other things. Like, they were really cool, but for the price, I'll just get this. So I really recommend this product. I think you'll love it, even if it's not the greatest of the best, because even like if you got the X5, next minute the X6 is going to come out and you're going to want that as well. So with the audio, I happen to have got the djimicmini for my Action 4, which is what I'm filming on right now. Maybe like earlier this year, maybe December last year actually, in 2024, I got the Mic Mini, which I happened to find out that is fully compatible with the X3 through Bluetooth. But while we're on the topic, one thing that I also bought for the Action 4, DJI Osmo Action 4, that is not compatible with the X3 is this remote, this Bluetooth remote right here from DJI Osmo Action GPS remote, which is where you can do GPS overlays and really sick like GPS data and overlays and stuff like that into your footage. Happened to not be compatible with this, which is a real bugger, because it was like $132, but I still use my other camera all the time for that. So basically, it is a bugger, but it's not a huge problem to me. I can just use my Action 4 for the GPS, but that is one thing that is not compatible. So Insta360 does sell their own GPS remotes for the X3 if you got this and wanted a GPS remote for it. So that was a bugger that's not compatible, but I mean, the amount of things that is compatible is crazy. Now, with the DJI accessories for the Osmo Action series, it has a quick release mount. Now, this has a quarter screw in like kind of mounting system where you screw it in at the bottom for the X3. So it wasn't at first compatible with any of my accessories, but I found this basically adapter, which I'll try and put a link in the description for you guys, an adapter from Ulanzi that basically allows me to connect this to all my DJI accessories. So it screws in on the top, and then it has a screw mount for the bottom that attaches to my selfie sticks, my chest mount, my handlebar mounts. I bought a lot of stuff for my Action 4 from DJI, so that was kind of really important that I could find a way to basically have it compatible. So in the end, I could get all of those accessories compatible. But I also, in terms of accessories, so I'll put a link in the description, one that is a must-have for the Insta360 X3 is the invisible selfie stick. So it has a little, I got the 2-in-1, which basically has a tripod at the bottom that pops out. I'm not sure if you can see that, right? So you got a tripod that pops out at the bottom, and then it's like a 1 meter and 20 centimeter selfie stick, I think, or 1 meter selfie stick. So I'll try and put a link in the description for that. It's going to take a long time for me to put all these links in, but anyway, I'll do it for you guys. Alright, so now a few more things with the Insta360 X3. Basically is, compared to the X5, basically Insta360 has voice control, which is amazing. Like, you've got a shutdown camera, which basically turns off the camera, start recording, stop recording, take photo, which I love since I haven't got the remote for this camera, basically, because I can just say it from a distance away, and this works so well from a big distance. It'll turn on and off like really good, so that's amazing. Basically, I love that, and it's a bit better than the Action 4, I've noticed. I'm not sure how good the X5 is, but I do know that one thing that X5 has with this kind of gesture control and voice controls thing is that X3 doesn't have gesture control. It just has basically voice control, but with gesture control, which is on the X5, and voice control on X5, it's basically, it can be like, do this or something, and it takes a photo, things like that, which is cool. Could be handy because you could do that from quite a distance away, but in my opinion, that's not a huge thing for me. Not going to make me spend $500 more. I'm not sure about you. Basically, video is incredible from it, I think, and for when it comes to just YouTube and you're not like filming a movie or something crazy like that, or filming for Red Bull, I think it does the trick 100%, and people watching it are not going to be criticizing about it. They're just going to be enjoying the amazing shots that you get from it. And the invisible selfie stick, there's just so many amazing features on it. And then if you like these videos, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers and try and start making a bit of money so I can keep making these videos and buying these cool cameras and reviewing them and stuff like that. So if you really like these videos, just please subscribe, and I love it so much, and I really appreciate that when you give a subscribe. But yeah, this is a really awesome camera. Really recommend it, and there's just so many cool things you can do on it. So for a first 360 camera, it's amazing. So yeah, I think that covers all of it. So yeah.